Oh, the carpet is blue. I'm standing on a black cloud. Okay. Pictures, NASA release of the never-seen far side of the moon after exactly a week of Artemis takeoff.
Strategically to remain relevant for the community by being a destination.
With National Library Week coming up from April 19 through the 25th, the Canton Free Library is turning the celebration into something much bigger and remembering what makes the space so special.
TV.
Evening, Portage County, and welcome back to KSTV TV. I'm Lexi Blatnick.
And I'm Sophia Lena. Thank you for joining us. We start tonight with breaking news.
That's right, Sophia. Firefighters responded to a car on fire near South Water Street and State Highway 261, right across from Mike's Place.
According to the dispatch call, a person at the scene was reportedly using oxygen and having difficulties breathing. Medical units were dispatched to assist, and the fire was extinguished. The Kent Stater will continue to cover this story.
Both countries have considered this last-minute decision a victory. Delegations will travel to Pakistan Friday for future ceasefire talks.
That's right. Iran and USA reached a ceasefire, and CNN Ivan Rodriguez has the details on the new developments.
The ceasefire deal between Iran and the U.S., struck less than 2 hours before President Donald Trump's deadline, is now in place. But the temporary agreement is fragile. Wednesday morning, Secretary Pete Hegseth and the chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff cautiously welcomed the planned 2-week pause.
We hope that Iran chooses a lasting peace. But as Secretary Hegseth said, let us be clear, a ceasefire is a pause, and the joint force remains ready if ordered or called upon to resume combat operations.
The ceasefire may leave Tehran in effective control of the world's most important maritime choke point, the Strait of Hormuz. The continued control over the strait and Iran's potential charging of tolls for passage would mark a dramatic break from the international maritime order, giving Tehran effective veto power over what passes through, from food imports to oil and gas exports from its Arab neighbors.
We're in a worse position than we were before the war. The Strait of Hormuz was open. There's like 500 oil tankers waiting to get through, and Iran has essentially shut it down.
Pakistan has emerged as a key mediator between the U.S. and Iran in recent weeks, with the country's prime minister inviting delegations from both countries to Islamabad for talks Friday. Pakistan's ambassador to the U.S. says success of this process lies in secrecy.
The conflicting parties need to be afforded enough space void of any pressures, outside exogenous pressures.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Now, as a result of the ceasefire, oil markets are seeing lower prices. West Texas Intermediate crude is trading $100 a barrel, a $16 drop from Tuesday. But WTI is still well above the pre-war price. The good news for fuel prices doesn't mean the conflict with Iran is over. The ceasefire will only last 2 weeks, and it's unclear when the Strait of Hormuz might reopen.
Now moving to Rome, Pope Leo XIV gave his satisfaction for the 2-week ceasefire today, welcoming the pause as a sign of hope. In the speech, he urged that this period of diplomatic work is accompanied by prayers in hopes that other conflicts around the world follow the pattern of dialogue. This comes as Leo affirmed that threats against people are unacceptable right after President Trump warned Iran that a whole civilization would die if the agreement wasn't accepted.
From the marine traffic shows at least 2 ships have traveled safely through the Strait of Hormuz after the ceasefire agreement. Both vessels appear to have taken the route that passes by Iran's Larak Island, a previously reported checkpoint used by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps to control the access to the strait. However, hundreds of ships are stuck in the region, including 34 liquefied petroleum gas carriers and 19 liquefied natural gas vessels.
Now in Hawaii, residents are still recovering from storms in March, but more dangerous weather is possible this week.
That's right, Sophia. The storm is bringing another atmospheric river to the islands beginning today. 3 to 6 inches of rain is possible, with Oahu and Kauai seeing the most impact tomorrow and Friday.
Residents could see landslides, road closures, and property damage. Hawaii's governor expects damage from the storm to top $1 billion.
Now, luckily, we haven't seen any severe weather here in Portage County, but we do have KSTV's weather correspondent Lila Hughes in studio to give us updates on local weather.
Hi, Lila. What can you tell us?
Hi guys, and yes, that's right. We haven't seen any severe weather yet. However, we will see a storm soon. But first, let's take a look at what is happening right now. We have today being 59 degrees and mostly sunny out. Pretty nice. And the wind is coming from the south-southeast direction from 5 to 10 miles an hour, making that 59 degrees a little bit chillier. And the UV ray index is pretty high, making the 6, so maybe tan a little bit later. But as we go on from 8 p.m. all the way to the morning, we see about no rain and staying in the lower 50s. And as we move on to tomorrow, we can see partly cloudy skies, and it's going to be a high of 74 degrees, and that UV index is still at a 6, so I would get out and tan. And that wind chill is going to be a little bit severe, but I mean, 74 degrees, you can't beat that. All right, that's all that I have for right now. Stay tuned to see the surrounding temperatures of Ohio and the extended weekly forecast. Back to Sophia and Lexi at the desk.
Thank you, Lila. It's been 2 weeks since the Artemis II mission has launched. During that time, the astronauts have sent videos and transmitted interviews back to Earth.
KSTV's correspondent Trinity Chapman has more.
Good evening, Lexi and Sophia. The Artemis II mission and NASA have released new photos of Monday's lunar flyby of the moon, while also breaking records.
We went out and we figured out what are the right camera settings for the eclipse. It's not an easy photo to take because the automatic system on the camera would not give you the picture that you saw.
The photos consist of the Milky Way, a solar eclipse, and the sun's outer atmosphere, all taken by the crew who worked in shifts to capture 10,000 photos of their lunar flyby. The Artemis II mission crew was as far as 4,000 miles from the moon, NASA says. This distance is now the current record for the farthest humans have traveled from Earth, which was previously held by the Apollo 13 mission. Meanwhile, Artemis II team contacted back to Earth last night and got the chance to talk with President Trump and the International Space Station.
Made history and made all America really proud. There's nothing like what you're doing, circling around the moon for the first time in more than a half a century and breaking the all-time record for the farthest distance from planet Earth.
On Tuesday, the Artemis II crew held a 230,000 miles apart phone call with fellow astronauts aboard the International Space Station. During the call, the astronauts exchanged insight on their missions, along with differences of spacecraft amid their return home. This reunion was a historic first made by the Artemis II crew for the first live phone call to be made from lunar orbit. The astronauts of the Artemis II mission are now preparing for their return to Earth on Friday. Today, NASA states that the crew is testing specialized compression clothing to prevent fainting when re-entering the atmosphere, along with piloting demonstrations. The crew, along with their spacecraft Orion, are expected to splash down in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego. As this mission reaches its end, the next phase is already underway. For more updates, visit kentstater.com. For KSTV, I'm Trinity Chapman.
Thank you, Trinity. The American Library Association hosts Library Week every year and hopes to highlight local branches within the community.
That's right, Sophia. KSTV's own Amanda Nishali sat down with one local library to preview what's to come. Amanda.
That's right, guys.
Really worked strategically to remain relevant for the community by being a destination.
With National Library Week coming up from April 19 through the 25th, the Canton Free Library is turning the celebration into something much bigger and remembering what makes the space so special to the community.
We have a lot of digital library collections, Libby, Hoopla, Canopy, and Freegal. So we have a lot of people that use our services every single day, even though they haven't come into the library for sometimes years.
The library staff says they offer a lot more than just books.
Like museum passes, board games, video games. We have a library of things with everything from exercise equipment to a ghost hunting kit. When we show people some of the things that we have and explain what we can do for them, they're really amazed.
From study spaces to digital resources, they continue to evolve with the needs of the community.
We also have computers in the building because there are some people that, for them, we are their computer. We have printers. Because for a lot more people, we are their printer.
Library staff says the goal is to bring more people in and remind them that the library is more than just books. It's a space to study, connect, and maybe even win something along the way.
People can come in and anytime they check out materials, they can get raffle tickets to enter for the prizes.
As the celebrations for the month continue, the message is clear. There's something for everyone at the library.
We're hoping that it's a good memory, especially for kids, that they'll think of the library as a fun and welcoming place, and that they'll continue to come and be lifelong learners.
Enjoy the resources offered by the library and test your luck to see if any of the prize baskets will be yours. For KSTV, I'm Amanda Nichelle.
Thank you, Amanda. A judge sentenced the woman dubbed the Ketamine Queen to 15 years in prison for her role in the death of actor Matthew Perry. Perry was found dead in 2023, with medical examiners ruling the cause of death as small effects of ketamine and drowning. Prosecutors say Jasveen Sangha run a drug operation out of her Los Angeles home and targeted high-profile clients. Sangha pled guilty to multiple federal charges, including providing Perry the drug that led to his death. Best of Kent Week is in full swing. What restaurants KSTV is highlighting for their gluten-free options next?
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Registration for Lavender Celebration is open now. Lavender Celebration is a historic pre-commencement ceremony held to honor queer graduating students. Now hosted by Pride Kent, this event will be held on April 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Kent State Student Center Ballroom with a community reception at 5. Join us for a free dinner and award ceremony with keynote speakers and watch the graduates walk the stage and receive our iconic rainbow stoles. Bring your friends, family, and absolutely anyone, regardless of how you identify. Scan the QR code or go to the link below and register today. Registration closes April 20th.
Portage County, a different kind of newscast, the Best of Kent special.
That's right, Lexi, and it was so fun, but we're not stopping yet. KSTV's very own Lex Rady toured the best gluten-free options in Kent.
For me, eating out isn't just about what tastes good, it's about what's safe. As someone with celiac disease, even small amounts of gluten can make me sick. So I tried some of Kent's top gluten-free spots, starting with Wild Goats Cafe.
We're very appreciative getting acknowledged for our gluten-free options. We started off with just gluten-free muffins, but now we've reached on to gluten-free buns and loaf bread, as well as gluten-free pancakes, just to give more variety for the people with celiac.
And for them, it's not just about options, it's about keeping them safe.
So I bought a separate gluten-free toaster for our bread. We have separate gluten-free griddle pans for our pancakes. So we just really make sure that they don't touch anything or come in contact with gluten.
I tried it myself with a gluten-free muffin. It didn't feel like a substitute.
Already, I like the texture. I like how this is consistently together, not crummy like most gluten-free things are. Put some butter on it. So good.
And I even took home their gluten-free pancakes. Next up, Erie Street Kitchen, a spot focused on fresh, local ingredients with plenty of gluten-free options. I went with the gluten-free chicken po' boy, and it didn't feel like I was missing out.
That's really good. Like, I know it's gluten-free, but I'm kind of questioning it because of how good this bread is.
And rounding out the list, Taco Tontos, a longtime Kent staple known for its made-to-order customizable menu. For me, that customization made a difference. It felt easier to order something I knew was safe.
I got a corn tortilla with chicken, pico, and sour cream. So let's give it a shot. Ooh, it's falling apart. This is really good too. I know I keep saying that, but I mean, I think that there is a reason that every single place I've been to today to try their gluten-free food has made it on the list and has been voted on by the Kent community for best gluten-free food. Everything that I have tried today has just been awesome, and I feel safe eating it. And I think as a celiac, that's as good as it's gonna get. As long as it is good and I feel safe eating it, I mean, that's a win for me.
These spots are showing gluten-free options don't have to feel limiting.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm. This is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back, Flashes, and I have a joke for you. What do you call it when it rains monkeys? April showers, and we're sure seeing lots of rain in April. But first, let's look at an overview of Ohio. You can see that it's mostly upper 50s, mid 60s. Pretty nice. So as we look into Northeast Ohio, still again, we're seeing those same temperatures, upper 50s, 60s. As we look onto the extended weather for the forecast of the week, we can see that we're going to get some rain on Friday. Expect rain to start as early as 7 p.m. on Thursday and continue into Friday morning. And for Monday, that rain chance is going to roll over into Tuesday, with that rain turning into a thunderstorm. And yes, it will be very humid, so if you plan on straightening your hair, don't. I feel like the only good day to go outside is the weekend, when we're going to see that partly cloudy, nice weather. So I mean, if you want to take Lex's recommendations and go get that chicken po' boy, maybe you can have a picnic outside. But that was a look at your full forecast. Be sure to stay updated with KSTV, and I'm Lila Schaefer Hughes. That was your Wednesday weather.
what happened in this wild game after the break.
Morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. You have to have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
We've had plenty of professionals come into our campus because they really love the work that students are doing here. Just having that professional experience that we try to mimic every day, I have really been able to say to employers, I've tried this, I've edited, shot, and interviewed plenty of people, and I could be an asset to this newsroom, but I want to learn. I've also wanted to continue this curiosity of understanding our media world.
Happy Wednesday, I'm your sports anchor, Ryan Mead. With MLB a weekend and the NBA regular season coming to an end, let's get started with sports and local baseball at Kent. And now in the wagon wheel rivalry for baseball, Kent State is taking on Akron. Coming into this game, Kent has had a great season to remember with a 23-7 record and a 12-3 in MAC play. Akron's been struggling so far on the mound, carrying a 7 ERA as a team, and they haven't had the season they were hoping for, starting 13-17. Kent has had one of the most explosive offenses all season, scoring 8.5 runs per game. We're looking to take full advantage of Akron. This game started at 6, and you can catch this game on Broadcast TV. Now the Cleveland Cavaliers will be taking on the red-hot Atlanta Hawks tonight in Rocket Arena. The Cavaliers clinched home court advantage for the first round of the playoffs against the Memphis Grizzlies in their last game. This game is a potential preview of the playoffs, with the Hawks currently sitting in the 5 seed. The Cavaliers have been dealing with several injuries, including Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Tyson, who are both questionable. This game takes place tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN. Now the Guardians took on the Kansas City Royals earlier today for the series finale. So far, the series is split 1-1, with both teams struggling to score runs in both games. But today, the Cleveland Guardians will come victorious in a big way, winning 10-2 thanks to a grand slam by Angel Martinez. The Guardians have started the season strong with a record of 8-5. The Guardians' next game will begin on Friday against the Atlanta Braves. And now moving on to baseball, we have the Cincinnati Reds traveling to Miami to take on a very interesting team in the Miami Marlins. And now the Marlins got ahead early a little bit with a 2-0 lead here. The Reds were really struggling to score, and as you can see that lead there. But Sandy Altamirano had an outstanding game pitching for the Marlins, and he started off his season with 24 scoreless innings. But he was taken out of this game thanks to a walk from Ellie De La Cruz. But the Reds down 2-0. This is the top of the ninth. They have to get something here. A sacrifice fly from Sal Stewart is going to give the Reds a run, and this is going to importantly put Ellie De La Cruz on third base. Now what can the Reds do here? And now a pitch is a wild pitch. Ellie De La Cruz is going to go home. An incredible play. Larson tagging the base, barely getting home. And now in the top of the 10th inning, this is Matt McLean here. This one's going deep, and it is not going to go out of the ballpark, but this is going to be a double. An incredible play. This is going to give the Reds a 6-3 win over the Marlins. An incredible comeback. They have started their season great, and it is a very impressive win. Now the Reds got a big win there, and will turn to action tonight at 6:40. For more sports, check out Kent State Sports Network on Instagram. For more Wednesday Newscast.
historical monument will go on auction next month. The project cost of the segment and its significance.
You know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality. And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children at iqairfoundation.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
And although I may be lonely, stick around for what each of the cast members has planned for today.
All that and more on College Voice.
Peace
out.
Welcome back. If you ever wanted a piece of France, you might be in luck, as part of the Eiffel Tower original staircase is up for auction next month. It connected the second and third floor of the monument, which opened in 1889. Our Curio's Art Deco department in Paris is auctioning it off, and its website estimates the staircase section will fetch up to $175,000.
And the Tampa Bay Rays return to Tropicana Field for a true home opener on Monday. The team spent their regular season at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa after Hurricane Milton destroyed Tropicana Field in October of 2024. In the meantime, Tropicana Field underwent a $55 million renovation. And as for the home opener, the Rays beat the Chicago Cubs 6-4. Now, I know I'm technically a sports reporter, but I'm going to come out as a Guardians fan. Ryan, I know you're a Cincinnati fan, so you don't quite understand the Cleveland Cubs beef, but seeing the Rays beat the Cubs it warmed my cold heart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And seeing the Rays back at Tropicana Field was really cool to see. It's a really interesting field. It'd be interesting to see if because they were talking about moving a while ago, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do.
Have you ever been? Have you ever been?
Is that baseball?
Yeah, it's baseball.
Noted.
For the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay, schemes.
Yeah.
PNC Park, beautiful. Have you ever been to?
I haven't been to a baseball
I'll
game yet.
take you to one.
Baseball's not that big in Brazil, but that's all the time we have for you guys.
Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday evening with us.
For more stories in your community, be sure to check out KentStater.com. I'm Sophia Lena.
I'm Ryan Mead.
I'm Lila Hughes.
And I'm Lexi Blatnick. Have a great night, Portage County.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
The collaboration between Kent State and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History is a long-standing one.
Dr. Aaron's
experimental lab is really state-of-the-art. It's known internationally.
We can recreate any artifact from the last 3 million years, and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History has pretty much any tool that ancient people use. So we send our students up here to study those examples so they can figure out how to recreate them. And the collaboration led to incredible discoveries right here in Ohio. And it's a dream come true.
Hey there, welcome to
Welcome to
Kent Core.
Kent Core.
Kent Core. To Kent Core.